Kia ora te whānau. My name is Victor and I've been meeting with MPs to talk about a compassionate criminal justice system. Over the last month or so I've talked to two MPs, Grant Robertson, who's the Labour Minister for Sport and for Finance, and Nicola Willis, who is the National Party spokesperson for early childhood education. So I've had great success and I'm going to continue meeting MPs over the next couple of months if I can. So this video is going to describe why I've been meeting with MPs, and also I'll try and describe some of the things that I've learned along the way, so that if you want to go and do the same, you can go and do so. Firstly, the reason why I'm going to meet MPs is because our criminal justice system is broken and we want it fixed, and talking with MPs is one of the ways that I think that we can achieve that change. So over the past 5 years or so, the prison population has been skyrocketing, even though crime rates have been going down. And so we've got more people going into prisons, and we also know that prisons don't work. Once people leave prison, the reoffending rate is really high. It's something like 80%. So we have more people going into prisons and prisons don't work. I think the really scary thing though is the disproportionate rate of Māori incarceration. I think over 50% of the Māori, of the population in prisons are Māori, and Māori make up only 15% of New Zealand's population. And the reason why that incarceration rate is so high is because the system is actually racist. So for an equivalent crime compared with the Pākehā, Māori are more likely to be arrested, more likely to be convicted, more likely to be charged and sent to prison. And the devastation that does to communities, especially Māori communities, is unbelievable. The reason why I feel really strongly about trying to support this issue is because I spend a lot of time working on climate change action, and climate change is this huge global problem that's going to affect everyone, and it is also going to take the collective effort of everyone to solve. And more I realize that there are these communities, these groups of people who cannot engage in the conversation about how to tackle climate change because they're fighting these fires right here and now because of incarceration, for example. So I kind of think that in order to work on some of these issues like climate change, I need to be working as well in more immediate issues like our broken criminal justice system. So that's why I'm doing it. Yeah, as I said, I've met with two MPs, and those MP meetings were really easy actually. So I just emailed both of them and I said, "Kia ora, I'm Victor, this is what I'd like to speak to you about and this is why I'm passionate about it." And both of those MPs responded within a few days, and we were able to set up meetings quite quickly. So both of those MPs are Wellington based and I'm Wellington based, so it's really easy to get a meeting with MPs in your area. And I think the two things that I would like to highlight that I've learned from those MP meetings are, to prepare for those meetings, firstly, figure out what your story is. So, if you're like me and you don't really know much about the criminal justice system, then it's going to be hard to speak to all of the specific legislative changes that might be needed and all of the facts and figures. That's really hard, but what's true for you and what can't be disputed is your story and the reason why you're passionate about this change. And if you can clearly articulate that, that is what's really compelling for those MPs. I think often MPs want to do the right thing, and they often know what the right thing to do is, and sometimes they're just held back by a feeling of needing to do right by their constituents, by who votes for them. So if you go and talk to that MP and you say, "I support you to make this decision in Parliament," that's really giving them the mandate to make decisions that they know are right to make. And your story will help with that. The other thing I'd have prepared is, what are you specifically going to ask that MP for? So again, I don't know much about the legislation that needs to change, so I can't speak to those specifically, but what I what I do know about is the way that we talk about the criminal justice system in Aotearoa, and the fact that I want that changed. So what I asked for from the MP was to get a selfie with them, and I would put that on social media saying, I met with this MP to talk about a compassionate criminal justice system, and this is what it looks like. And I encourage them to do the same, post that selfie on their social media page. And for me, that's how I think I can help. I can influence the way that New Zealand talks about criminal justice. So yeah, make sure you know what your story is, and make sure you know what you're going to ask. And good luck. If you're in Wellington and you want to meet an MP and you want someone to go with, hit me up, because I'd really like to keep doing this. And get in touch if you have any questions. Kia ora.